Hi guys, welcome to Nerdbytes, and this is going to be my top 5 Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess dungeons. So Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, it's mixed reviews with this game. I really enjoyed it, but a lot of people didn't because it didn't have enough going on and the story wasn't brilliant for them. For me, I still really thought it was a top game and I've played it many times. So I'm going to go through some of my favourite dungeons in this game. In at number 5 is the Arbiters Grounds. I think I'm saying that right, I'm not too sure. The Arbiters Grounds is based in the Gerudo Desert. It's a pretty awesome temple, to be honest. I always really enjoyed the desert temples and everything, and I think this was another one that was awesome. One of the main reasons is because of the item you get in this temple, which is the spinner. It doesn't really have much use outside of the temple, but inside the temple it has so much uses and it is a lot of fun. It basically latches onto the walls and it spins you around and takes you over all of the places that you can't get normally, and it's used to really good effect all over the temple and including the main boss as well. The mini boss before you get to get the spinner, it was quite a simple boss, to be honest, but still reasonably enjoyable. It looked like it was just a sword, and then when you actually use your senses as a wolf, you can see it's this like demon thing controlling the sword, and you basically attack him with the wolf a couple of times and then you just keep hitting him with arrows in the head until he dies. It's just about timing more than anything with that one. Then you get the spinner and that takes you off further up through the temple. Really good the way they designed this temple, awesome way of doing it, and the final boss was awesome. Massive skeleton, big skull attacking you. You've got to use your spinner to get rid of his spine, to knock him down to nothing, and then you think it's done after you've done that 3 times. The plinth raises in the middle and yet his head is still alive. You have to go around this plinth up and up and up, chasing his head and then timing it at the right moment to attack his head so he falls to the floor and you can hit him with the sword. You do that a few times and he dies. After that you can go up to the top of the temple, and that is where you find the Mirror of Twilight kick-ass temple. In at number 4 is the Forest Temple. Again, Forest Temples are always awesome, and this one definitely delivered as well. It was in your hometown of Auden, and it was basically just through the forest and a massive tree. Obviously it wasn't the Deku tree, but it was still a big tree that you go inside. Spiders everywhere. You have to collect all 4 monkeys. You have to go to different parts of the dungeon, save them from whatever else is holding them back. As soon as you get them all together, they go across the rope and then you can swing over to your mini boss, which is a big baboon that's being possessed by this bug. You eventually get the boomerang, obviously like the wind boomerang, I can't remember specifically what it's called, but that's really awesome. It's a good little twist on a regular boomerang, really enjoyed that. Then the main boss was pretty damn awesome as well. The Deku Baba thing was a really good idea. I think for the first time we actually had it where we had bigger versions of them as a big threat, and then obviously the main thing in the middle. You had to use the boomerang to grab hold of a bomb from the baboon that helps you out, to throw it to its face so it can knock down and you can stab it, and that's basically the gist of it. You have to stay out of the way of the big Deku Babas at the same time, and it was really good fun. It was challenging, but it was still really good fun. I always enjoyed the forest temples, and this one definitely delivered. In at number 3 is the Temple of Time. Yes, you heard me right, Temple of Time. We actually got a full-on temple for the Temple of Time. You've put your sword back in the pedestal, a rainbow road goes, like stairway goes up to the entrance, you go in, and there's a full temple behind the Temple of Time. It is awesome. It's a different dynamic to the way you would normally do stuff. It's not dungeons all over the place, it's up and down and here, there and everywhere and all this kind of stuff. You basically just go up. You just go up and up and up and up to the top, you fight this big knight, and then you get the Dominion Rod where you can take control of big statues and little statues, the big one being the one you have to take down to the bottom. After that you basically guide it all the way back down to the main hall, obviously making different, having to get through bits and bobs to do that. It's not simple, but it's different. The dynamic was different the way they did it. You get down to the main hall, you put him back in its pedestal, and then the doors open, you can go into the main boss, which is a massive spider. It's awesome. I mean, I don't like spiders, but it was wicked just looking up and seeing, Jesus Christ, it was massive. You basically have to use a Dominion Rod to take control of these really big statues with hammer hands to stamp down on top of him. You do that a few times and then he's dead. Apart from when he pops up again as a little spider, you have to chase him around and cut him up again, but that takes 2 seconds. Really awesome spider, really good temple. The way they put it together was really quite enjoyable, and I'm really happy we actually got a proper Temple of Time this time. It was really good. In at number 2 is the City in the Sky. Now, a lot of people have said that this potentially is the Skyloft from Skyward Sword, but it's all disused and everything. I'd like to think that that is the case as well. You get to there, it's the final temple before you go off to face Zant and then Ganon. You find out who the boss is quite early on. The dragon flies across, you go, right, I know what the boss is then. And it's the gist of it is quite simple, usual dungeon stuff, but I think it's the way they put this temple together with the weapon that you get, the new item. The item is a second claw shot. You end up getting two, and the fact that you can just go back and forth all over the place, literally just all over, and it's awesome the way they put that together. The way they placed this dungeon together to make that item work was brilliant. It was incredible. And then when you're in the final boss fight, you're basically firing around all these basically flying tree things to go round and round and round while he's trying to fire breathe all over you and trying to catch you. And it was just brilliant. Then you hook shot onto his back and you stab his little emblem in the back of him, and you do that a few times and he's dead. But just the way they put it together, it was just really good fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't think that many temples have had this kind of feel the way this one did. Just the use of item, the way they put this temple together for them, I just think it was an epic one, and that's why it's in number 2. So, in at number 1 is the Goron Mines. Now, I've been up and down with this one as well. Personally, for me, it was my absolute favourite. I always loved the fire temples, the Dongos Cavern in Ocarina of Time, the fire temple in Ocarina of Time. I'd say the mountain village up in Majora's Mask, but I suppose that was more snowy. But still, those kind of things with the Gorons and up in the mountains, and if it's fire involved, I love it, and it was brilliant. It was just the way it was done was absolutely incredible. The weapon you get is the hero's bow. Obviously, it's the hero's bow from Ocarina of Time. Obviously, it's handed down to you. You have to fight a big Goron to get it, which is awesome. The use of the magnets, basically like the magnetizer with your iron boots on the walls, was a really awesome way of doing things. The pillars would flip and everything. It was a good way of doing that. Just getting through this temple was just. It was still challenging, but it was just fun. It was really a lot of fun. There was no time I was just going, oh god, I'm so frustrated. It was just, I can't wait to get to the next bit. I can't wait to get to the next bit. On and on and on. And it was just awesome the way they put this one together. And then you finally get to the boss, and it's a big fire monster basically, and he's being chained down. You have to magnetise your iron boots to grab the chain to stop him from running away or chasing after you until he falls over. Then you attack his head. You do that a few times, and he's dead. And you find, the fuse shadow pulls off him, and you find out it's the Chief Goron guy, and that is pretty awesome. And I just again, the use of the iron boots, the use of the bow together, as well as the magnet stuff, all throughout this entire temple was just used to brilliant effect, and it was a hell of a laugh to play. It was really good fun. So that was my top 5 Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess dungeons. What did you think about that game? What did you think about the dungeons? Which ones are your favourite? Which ones don't you like? Put a comment down there. Also send me an email if you feel like it. You can find me on the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also find me on moviepilot.com/nerdbytes. Just type in nerdbytes and you'll find me anywhere. And of course, keep it nerdy.